This is my question. What is a spatial experience? Before I begin to talk about this, I would like you to think about the times where you might have felt really happy in a particular space, or maybe sometimes really anxious in a particular space, or maybe sometimes really relaxed in a particular space, or maybe sometimes really drained out and, or sometimes even suffocated or even claustrophobic. So have you ever thought what could be the reason behind it? So there is a phenomena in which the entire environment around you impacts you in a way where it influences your mind consciously or subconsciously, that you react to it in a way that it influences your mood, your emotions, your thought process, and even sometimes your well-being. So how do you really perceive these things from the environment is the phenomena which we call as the spatial experience. And through which medium do you really soak in this knowledge from the environment is through these sensory systems, which is the sight, sound, smell, touch, and the taste. So each and every sense becomes really important in creating an experience. Like for example, a smell of an agarbatti, for example, reminds you of your grandparents' place. And that suddenly takes you to a really happy memory, and you're reflecting to that memory in a happy mood. Or maybe sometimes a taste of a food reminds you of your grandmother's cooking. And then you suddenly have all your flash of childhood memories and you're feeling really great about that place. So these are few instances where you will really remember that particular space, and it is there in your mind really strongly, existing in your mind space. Now, what is a spatial design experience? So we've just spoken about what a spatial experience is about, and design experience is when architects and designers like us come into the play and we design not just something visually appealing, but we come up with a psychology-based intervention into the space where we're trying to understand how a person's response to a particular environment. We study the response mechanism the person has for a particular space and design based on that. So to give you a few examples what spatial experience is, we'll talk about a few day-to-day spatial experiences like your home, your school, your workplace, where you go every day and you soak in a lot of information subconsciously, and that's something which shapes you up into an individual. Which not many people really think about because we're not really into this particular science. But this is something which I would like you to tell, and so you can also experience this particular feeling what I am trying to talk about. So for example, if this is how a home looks, where there is a lot of unorganized mess, and not a proper kind of a lighting. The furniture placement is not really organized in a way. There is a lot of hindrances in your movement of flow. That's eventually going to create a lot of irritation in a human mind. And so if you try to study the person who's living here for a while, it's going to end up being like this. He's going to be forgetful, confused, indecisive, can't commit to things, issues with communication, and is going to eventually have an unhealthy lifestyle. But whereas this, for example, is a home where there are quite clear surfaces, not a lot of things, where the mind is not engaging with multiple elements. It's clearer, and there's a lot of natural light coming in. So there's a great interaction happening with the nature, which is a very important thing in a day-to-day life. So a person living here is quite calm, composed, organized, focused, has a great decision-making, and a healthy and active lifestyle. The same way, if we talk about a workplace, And this is the kind of a workplace which is going to create a massive amount of procrastination bank, I suppose, because it's not even like motivating in any way. So a person working here would be extremely inefficient, is going to have poor performance, procrastination, demotivated, and is going to have a very laid-back attitude towards work. But if we have a workplace like this, so we see that there's a lot of natural light coming in, and the positioning of the particular furnitures are done in such a way that each and every work cubicle is given that particular importance, and the environment is created in such a healthy manner that the person is going to be efficient in working, motivated, focused, healthy, teamwork, and it's going to eventually have a great performance. And some example where you can have a better and efficient working happening. And this is an example of a regular classroom which we always have. So in this way, usually this is majorly where you always see. So the stools are always organized in a rows and columns manner. And what happens with this kind of a manner is there's a kind of a mental hierarchy which forms within the students. The front benchers and the back benchers, they always have different attitude. And that will continue if this is how the system works like. So the students, back benchers usually, because they are the ones who are not going to get a maximum attention span. I mean, usually because this is where the teacher stands, and the back bench students don't get to have much of an interaction with the teacher. So they're going to be either dull, a little absent-minded, inattentive, poor performance, and incompetent. But whereas this kind of a classroom setup, in circular manner and along with the diffused lighting setting and then a lot of natural light coming in, is going to make a student feel more friendly to the environment, is going to feel more productive in that particular setting, and there's going to be equal interaction with each and every student. Here are going to feel more proactive, motivated, attentive, and there's going to be a healthy competition and great performance in a way that it can change your mind to an extreme extent that you start reacting to that. And so here, this place is called a white room torture, where a person is kept only in a white room, and even the lighting you see over there are halogen tubes completely diffused in a way that there are no shadows casted. And the reason for no shadows being casted because they didn't want to see black color also. They just wanted only white color to be visible. And the complete system, the complete walls and everything are absolutely soft and the same texture. So even if you touch, you don't feel any difference. It's just the same thing all over again. So, and even there is no literal smell. So basically, what they're trying to do is the sensory systems, which I've just spoken about. The design experience revolves around these sensory systems. And what they have done over here is sensorial deprivation. So they have deprived the person completely from all the senses. The only thing which is visible for that person over there is absolutely white and nothing else. Even the food which he eats, the taste is absolutely bland. It is unseasoned rice. Also remains in the white color. And so a person staying here is eventually going to feel really depersonalized. He's losing his identity at some point. And for a longer period of time, I think he's going to even have hallucinations and even psychotic trips where they're even harming themselves. So that's the kind of a power which I'm trying to talk about, where you can influence a person's mind to an extreme level, where it's like almost self-damaging as well. So, yeah, so this is the studio which I founded, and the examples I've been giving all this while is the principle I use in my design philosophy, where I have a psychology-based intervention and I design complete experiences. I would like to showcase a few of my projects which I have done, and this is a product gallery in Hyderabad, and that white space is my canvas where I was supposed to design. And the product gallery is about showcasing 5 different products of some craft intervention. And along with that, there are some craft. So the client wanted me to display something about the craft as well, and then the craft process, and then the craft interaction space, and then the products, complete products. So, and also his major requirement was that when someone is viewing one art piece, he doesn't want the other art piece to be visible. And that was a major challenge because this looked like this. This was how it was, a complete shed. So as soon as you enter, you see each and every corner. And the challenge here was to design something where it's a little trail kind of a thing for them to walk around and experience the entire space and learn something out of it and step out of the space with a lot of learning. So this is how I designed the layout for them, where as soon as you enter, there's a little dotted line, if you see, that's the trail which I've designed for them. And as soon as you enter, there is a huge barricade. Because I didn't want them to see what all we are exhibiting at once. There needs to be a little threshold. There needs to be a little breakage as soon as you enter. So that's where they're displaying about themselves, and then they move a little left. Because of the visual system, because of the lighting system I have designed for there, the person would automatically walk towards the left instead of the right. That's how I had planned it particularly in such a way. And then we go inside the craft display area where the people can actually touch the craft process and walk around and learn more about it. And then once you walk inside is where there is a little craft interaction space, and also I call it a transition space before entering into the actual products and viewing them. So from there, and then we enter directly towards the other product, and then basically you walk around the whole thing like a little trail, and then you step out of it without any breakages, without having a little confusion where to step, where to go, where to not go. Everything was designed in such a way that a person would be automatically guided to that little trail. This is when we just started marking it on the floor, that how the structure would stand like and everything. And these were our lighting trials for the little space we were designing. And we wanted to focus only on the exhibits and nothing else, because we didn't want anything else to be the hero of that particular place. We wanted the people to have their attention only on the particular exhibits and nothing else. These were few of our trials of how we were exhibiting that, those lightings and then the objects. And then we started placing some furniture into that. This is our men at work. They were trying to fix the light for that tactile craft process area. And yeah, that's about it for this. And then this is a printing factory in Hyderabad. The clients, this is how I got the building. And the client's requirement was that it shouldn't look like a factory, first thing. Second thing, it should look like a printing related building. And third and most important thing is that it should look like my employees, my workers should feel like they're employees rather than workers. And it should be vibrant for them rather than creating a boring environment. So this is how I ended up designing the complete building. And the colors I have taken are from the colors of the printer ink, CMYK, so that it stands out for its function. And each lure has been designed in such a way that even when it's too hot and it's too uncomfortable, thermally uncomfortable, then you can even shift those lures in a particular angle, so it regulates the kind of natural light coming inside and still creates a vibrant environment inside. This is my other project in Mumbai, which is the Indo-Chinese residence I designed last year. And the couple who's living here comes from Hyderabad itself, but they have been living in Bombay for a while. And they were moving back from China after living there for a few years. So their requirement was they wanted something extremely traditional, which I figured out after speaking to them for a while. And then they also wanted to take back the Chinese cultural heritage, what they experienced over there, into their present space. So I included the rich traditional craft work, the carving works which we have from India, and then the Chinese furniture as well we have over here. And we balanced the warmth of the wood to the cool colors of the sofa with blues. So there's a absolute balance in the environment, and it doesn't look too flashy into the eyes. That's the kind of a balance which we tried creating over there. And then some intricate artworks with the motifs in the wallpaper, and then creating some soft lighting with a lot of greens, and also balancing it with some Chinese ceramic works over there. And then some beautiful contemporary Indian motifs with the contrast of Chinese ceramic vase over there, the bedside lamp which you see over there. So that's a small character which we try to bring in, and it still brings in a lot of, there's a different vibe to the space when you actually go in there and experience it. So these were few projects which, few of the many projects which I have worked on, and thankfully, my methodology and my approach towards design has been very well recognized in multiple media platforms, and I'm grateful for that. But unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people really know about this particular concept, and that's the reason why I'm trying to promote that. So my question for you all is that, are we really creating design experiences in today's time? That this is something I would like you to think about. It's not like you have to answer me right now, but yeah. I mean, are we really considering creating enriched environments rather than just visually appealing spaces? Are we really putting that thought work in building that health and well-being as an important integral part in designing spaces, or we're just attracted to the attractive prices the market is offering to us? So that's the kind of a clever choice I think people like us or the younger generations have to start making, is what I personally feel. And after all, they say, your environment is the extension of your personality. And Ask Space Design Studio is committed in creating healthy and positive environments with well-thought design experiences for a better you and for a better tomorrow. Thank you.